And I'm walking across the street and Busta Rhymes just grabbed my hand.
Weeks. It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
Everybody knows what a rainbow is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what the sky can bring. It brings rain, it brings the sun. Like, you understand what life is too, you know? So for me to know that you have a great, Raymona Harvey is Busta Rhymes, is his real name. Anybody can get on Facebook and look up Raymona Harvey and be like, yo, that's Busta Rhymes, yo, with no wig on. And be like, yo, wild out. If you're on your own time, but this is information that you allow me to give to the people.
Prince tonight, nigga. Purple rain, purple rain.
Yo, you
With Diddy's trial making headlines and secrets coming out quickly, more and more celebrities are speaking up. Recently, two big names, Mike Tyson and Busta Rhymes, have joined the list. Back when Diddy was at the top of the music world and throwing wild parties, he wasn't just looking for music stars or Hollywood actors. He also wanted powerful people by his side to show strength and control. That's why he tried to bring in heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson, but things didn't go the way he planned. Mike Tyson and Diddy had a strange friendship from the beginning. In the 1990s, both were huge in their fields. Mike was the top boxer, and Diddy was rising fast in the music industry. They met at events and seemed friendly at first. Diddy invited Tyson to parties, public events, and even interviews, hoping to add some of Tyson's tough image to his circle. But something always felt off. In one interview, Diddy tried to hold Tyson's hand on camera, and Tyson quickly pushed it away, giving a look that clearly said, "Don't mess with me." Interview. In a recent interview with Valuetainment, Mike Tyson was asked about Diddy and his possible link to Tupac's case. Tyson didn't say much, but his answer said a lot. He replied, "Diddy was good to me while we were friends, but I didn't know him that much." For someone like Tyson, who has always been open and fearless, that short line felt very intentional. It showed he kept his distance. It also suggested he didn't want to be deeply involved in Diddy's world.
So I'm performing, and I'm just really excited. I'm trying to give it my all, and I bust in front of like 20,000. I'm talking about like when you fall flat on your back. But I tried to do to play it off. You know how when you fall and you act like there ain't nobody seeing, you just keep on rocking. But it was like I just felt I was embarrassed for like weeks. It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
While the wild parties and strange rumors might have been enough to make people stay away from Diddy, Mike Tyson may have had a much deeper reason. He shared a powerful bond with Tupac Shakur. Their friendship wasn't just for the cameras, they were like brothers. Tyson has often said that Tupac was one of the few people who truly understood him, especially during his tough times. On the night Tupac was shot in Las Vegas, he had just come from watching Tyson's fight at the MGM Grand. That moment, where they hugged like family, was the last time they saw each other before the tragedy. Mike Tyson has spoken openly about how Tupac's death deeply hurt him. He even said he felt guilty, wishing he had told Tupac not to come that night. Maybe then he'd still be alive. The loss was more than painful, it was personal. So when, years later, rumors began to spread that Diddy might have had ties to Tupac's enemies or shady people involved in those events.
Tupac, when he passed away, I was so curious. I said, what happened to this guy? Who was behind it? The whole thing with the fight, he's at your fight. He's going to get to the fight. I think you guys were supposed to spend some time together. And then I interviewed Greg Kading. And if you know who Greg Kading is, Greg Kading, are you familiar with Greg Kading?
No.
Greg Kading, if you can pull up his Wikipedia, Greg Kading is the guy that he's the guy that was doing the investigation on Tupac.
Yeah, I remember it.
Okay, so
they had a little television show about this.
Yes, you're right, absolutely. And he was known as the multi-law enforcement task force that investigated of rap stars Tupac and Biggie. That's the Wikipedia story about him, right? So I said, so who was really behind this? So in the video, when I interview him, you know how somebody's trying to arrest him? Like if you've seen the movie American Gangster and they got these pictures. Is this the guy at the top? Is this the guy? So I have 50 different pictures with magnets And he's putting these things up on, if you go to the video, you'll see how I set it up with Greg Kading by David. And I said, who is really the guy behind it? He says, well, we first thought it was this. Then we first thought it was that. And we first thought it was this. And everything's going. Then at the end, the conclusion, after multiple conversations with him and different people, it came down to Biggie. And to me, there's so many right there. If you can just zoom in, that's the way we had it. So we're kind of going back and forth to see who was behind the guys that killed Biggie, Tupac, Easy. I'm a hip hop guy. I grew up to all this stuff with NWA. This is my, Straight Outta Compton was a movie I watched God knows how many times because I listened to all of that stuff. I'm an LA kid. So why is it that so many people in music and Hollywood fear this guy, Diddy, as if he's untouchable? And even
Sugar Diddy.
Diddy. Diddy, not Suge.
You said Biggie, but you meant.
I'm sorry, I meant Diddy, to say Diddy, not Biggie.
Well,
Diddy.
if you punch in on the picture here, you see Diddy, you see Suge Knight, and then a lot of their cohorts down there, but Tupac and Biggie at the top, as you were, Pat.
Yeah. So what is it? I mean, everybody is in there. So what is it with Diddy that so many? T.I. called him out. 50 Cent said one time on Charlamagne God's podcast, Breakfast
Club.
He says one time Diddy said, "Hey, let me go buy you some clothes. Let me take you shopping." He's like, well, you want to take me shopping? What are you talking about? So T.I. called him out. 50 called him out. But some people are afraid. What do you know about? Because some people are talking about there's Diddy involvement with Jamie and something happened because he was calling him out for some of the parties he was putting up. Is there anything you have opinions on Diddy? Have you had any experiences with Diddy?
No, just I knew him for a long time.
Got it. And with you, he was chill. He was good. He was
Awesome guy.
Yeah.
I knew him before he was Diddy. And I knew him for a long time. When I first became champ, I knew him. I remember him. He used to have crates when he used to have my after parties and stuff. Also when they were throwing parties. I remember
This
him.
is when he was the CEO founder of Bad Boy.
No, I don't think he was Bad Boy yet. No, he wasn't him. Damon Dash and all those guys. They weren't on yet. I was like the first street guy that really got on. I'm talking about the guy doing crime in the streets that became a television guy, and everyone knew he was a celebrity, had fancy cars. I was the first.
This is all in Brooklyn.
I'm the first of our generation of that crew. The street hustlers that really blew up like that.
And you guys all knew each other.
Yeah,
it's the same era.
Listen, this young lady that worked for my company, and she started saying names to people I remember when I was 11, 12 years old. And it baffles me that you think you got away from these people. You'll never see them again. You knew them when you were at the worst of your level or heard about them. And you're not the only one God had his hand on. These guys made them successful too. And just to know them and see them at this level of the game is just mind-boggling. I mean, it's really, you're almost like proud in a way when you see them. You know what they experienced in life. And now they became respectable citizens.
In that same Value Attainment interview, Mike Tyson said something that gave many fans chills. He said, "Friends kill friends all the time." It sounded casual at first, but with the topic being Diddy, Tupac, and all the rumors around them, that line hit hard. It made people wonder, did Tyson know more than he was saying? Did he feel, deep down, that someone close to Tupac, someone with power, may have been involved in his death? Tyson has also said that if he could have one wish, it would be to spend just 5 minutes alone with Tupac's killer. That wasn't just sadness, it was anger. So now think about it. If you were Diddy, and if there was even a small chance those rumors were true, would you invite Mike Tyson to your parties? A man who lost his best friend, who's not afraid to speak out, and who clearly isn't someone you can fool. Probably not. Mike wasn't pushed away. He chose to step back. And Diddy? He likely knew it was better not to push his luck. Interview. So when Mike Tyson, the heavyweight who doesn't tolerate strange or shady behavior, stepped back, Diddy didn't waste time finding someone else to fill that spot. That's when Busta Rhymes came.
Who's the best rapper of all time?
It has to be Biggie. But listen, that means Biggie's a better rapper, I think, than Tupac. But Tupac got such a longer reach. Everybody's still, the only thing when I go to Europe, people say, how was Tupac? To this day, how was Tupac? What was Tupac like? He was like you. He was articulate, educated. He was like you. He just had a temper.
And to calm down.
You know what I'm saying? It was just shit, like, doing a little.
On September the 7th, 1996, Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight found themselves ringside at the Mike Tyson-Bruce Seldon championship fight. By all accounts, Tupac was in a happy mood, until one of his...
We're waiting on Tyson to come back in. Pac's back there. He's all excited. You know, his boy just knocked out Selden. 50 blows. He just hit him 50 times. You count him. So, I'm back there with him and everything, and Suge is back there. So Suge says something to Pac, and then the next thing I know, we're leaving. Tyson didn't even make it out the ring to come down.
Admirers. Mike Tyson, a champion once again, makes it 2 for 2 over Frank Bruno and ups his record to 44-1, while Bruno falls to 40-5. So it's hugs all around for the champion, Mike Tyson.
Interview. Before Busta Rhymes became a regular at Diddy's well-known parties, he had already made his views on LGBTQ+ topics very clear, and not in a positive way. In an old MTV interview, Busta walked out the moment the topic of homosexuality came up. He refused to talk about LGBTQ+ representation in hip-hop and shut down the conversation completely. It showed that he wasn't comfortable discussing the issue, and his reaction left a strong impression on viewers. That moment wasn't the only time he reacted strongly. Years later, a gay fan reportedly filmed Busta at a gym without his permission. According to reports, Busta became very angry and acted in a confrontational way. For many people, this behavior matched how he had always presented himself, unwilling to engage with or support LGBTQ+ topics publicly.
When I started, the people that you were robbing with, your friends with and everything, next thing you know, you got different gangs and you're shooting. All these gangs, we all grew up together. All the people in his gang, all the people in the gang over here, some of them are related, and now they're killing each other. We were all friends. We grew up together. We used to rob and steal together, go to shopping together with the robbing money, smoke our weed, drinking together when we were kids. And next thing you know, I went over to my house after I'm doing good in this boxing stuff. I wasn't champion, but almost. I was making money. So somebody gets shot. I go to the hospital to see him. And then somebody else got killed. So I go to the funeral to see him. But the guy that went to the hospital is the guy that killed my friend I'm going to the funeral for. Yeah, I'm sure you understand. I'm at my friend. I'm crying that my friend is in this hospital. He's shot. And next thing you know, I'm going to my friend's funeral, but he shot my friend. It's crazy, right?
Mike Tyson, who was close friends with Tupac, said that he wishes he had 5 minutes in the room.
So it was a big surprise to many people online when Busta Rhymes started showing up at Diddy's parties. Not just once, but often. This was the same man who once refused to even talk about LGBTQ+ topics, yet now he was being linked to some of the wildest and most disturbing party rumors in the music industry. The internet quickly gave him the nickname the Zesty Monster, not only because of these alleged appearances, but because the change in his behavior felt sudden and confusing. When Busta publicly supported Diddy during the wave of serious allegations, reactions were mixed. Some saw it as friendship, but others felt he was just trying to protect himself. Industry insiders had strong opinions too. Gene Deal, a longtime critic of Diddy, said Busta defending Diddy was likely the reason the strange rumors about him even started. He believed the internet doesn't react like that unless there's a reason, and Busta's new friendship with Diddy lit the spark. People began to look back at Busta's party appearances, his sudden silence, and how different he now seemed from his past anti-LGBTQ stance. Freddie P., a former member of DA Band, had his own take.
Got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry and the headlines pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations, and the things that are coming forward with him?
I don't pay attention to none of it. I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. When that time manifests, then, we'll speak about this, hopefully when that time comes. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really like to speak on situations that I'm not well versed in, and that's not really my situation. You know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things when it's as sensitive as this.
And it's incredibly sensitive.
It's extremely sensitive, and I think that people don't keep in mind the effect of what their opinion can have. And I think it's really, really important that we reserve our opinions until we understand what the undisputed truth is, because an opinion can detrimentally affect someone short-term and long-term. And I just, from my own learning experiences and being through, none of us are exempt from going through challenges and obstacles and trials and tribulations, some are way more intense and extreme than others. But I think at the end of the day, as we go through these things, we learn from them, and we also got to learn how to help people get through them. And that's the angle in life that I like to approach things from, because I know if any one of us is going through challenges in general, we do want some sort of help and guidance and support to not make those mistakes again.
Have you had the chance to speak to Diddy?
I spoke to him a few times before, like, it got a little out of control. But a lot of the times when people are going through things, we got to respect the space and the privacy that they need to process how they're going to deal with the things that they're going through, you know, and I just want to see the right end result for everyone.